What is up, you guys? You got Esmeralda here coming at you because it's something new, and today's video is going to be a little bit more different. Today we're going to be reading 5 top horror stories. Now, if you guys are a younger audience who don't really like horror, I would recommend you to get off this video. Or if you guys just don't like horror in general, I really would recommend you guys to click off this video and come back for next week for a different video. But today we'll be reading 5 top horror stories that are real, and apparently people say that all this stuff happened to them, and we're just gonna see how scary they are. So let's just jump into the video and enjoy these ghost stories. Now for my first story, it's called For Anyone with Loud Upstairs Neighbors. My sister and I were staying at an old historic hotel in the middle of nowhere, Montana. The building had been in use since the 1800s. My sister loves this place, frequented it many times over the years. I was kept all night by someone pacing around on the hardwood floors in the room above ours. Drove me crazy. In the morning, I asked my sister how she could sleep through it, and she told me that the upstairs of the building used to be a ballroom, but now it's carpeted and empty. The hotel staff confirmed that. Nobody was up there, and furthermore, if there were, I wouldn't have heard heels on the hardwood floor. Okay, our first story wasn't too scary. Let's go on to the next. The second one is called That's Right. I was at a slumber party in 8th grade with a few of my friends when we decided, stupidly, to have a seance in her unfinished basement. We were having fun and giggling as we were trying to figure out who to summon when someone suggested Jack the Ripper, a serial killer from the late 1800s. And I immediately got a pit in my stomach. "No," I spoke up. "We shouldn't summon something evil." "That's right," called a man's voice from the other side of the cellar. There were no boys or men there. We were home alone. Another girl and myself heard, "I'll never be the same." Whoa. Okay, that one was kind of creepy. This one's a little bit more longer, so we're just going to read on to this one. Demon in the Dark. My family traveled to south of France to stay in a cottage owned by someone my dad worked with. The owner visited occasionally, but that summer it was free and we had 10 days booked in there. After a long 2 days on the road, we drove down a steep driveway towards a secluded mile cottage, with the water wheel static along the stone house. There was a deep cellar with stone stairs down under the wheel next to the house. A small river circled the place. We went into the house and chose rooms, but being set down in a small copse. The house was draught and cold from lack of use. We settled in and turned on all of the heating on, yet the house remained cold and felt damped. The first night we had set a fire in the living room and listened to a couple of audiobooks before my sister and I went to sleep. My parents stayed up late, up a little longer, then went to bed. Around midnight, they both woke up at exactly the same time, and the door to their bedroom was opening slowly. At first, they thought it was my sister until they saw a large, dark silhouette of a man framed in the doorway, standing stock still, just looking in their directions as if appraising them. After a short period, the shape turned and started to move, as it satisfied and disappeared. That kind of gave me chills. They looked at each other and didn't speak. Both of them went back to sleep. Why would you go back to sleep? I would have gotten my kids and ran out of that freaking cottage. I would sleep in the freaking car. The next morning, the house felt warm and dry, and sunlight was back through the windows, as if someone had lifted and accepted them. They spoke the next day and both agreed, although they were skeptics, it could not have been anything other than something supernatural in the doorway, deciding their worth. 4. Full Heart, Wet Hands. So I used to live in the address XXX, which is unknown. The houses were built to house the people's building and the railway. In Derby, in the 1800s, I only found this out after I left the house, thankfully. It was a creepy house, really foreboding, and every time I washed my hair in the shower, every time I opened my eyes, I expected something to be there. Anyway, I came back from an afternoon lecture one afternoon. Opened the door, I walked up to the first flight of stairs and saw a wet handprint on the floor. A really wet handprint. I was a bit like, very strange at the moment, but I didn't freak out. It was just an out of the ordinary. So I walked up to see my housemate, Ed. He was on the phone with his girlfriend, not crying but massively in distress. That was when a penny dropped. He then told me that he was walking up the stairs earlier carrying a glass of water. He felt something cold go through him, almost a push, causing him to drop the water. He picked up the glass and ran upstairs to his room. The water falling out of the glass had to create a handprint on the floor. Literally a handprint. Every digit was in proportion. I did freak out at the moment as I'd put 2 and 2 together. I told everyone to get out of the house, which we did, but then sheepishly returned after a FIFA session around another friend's house. It was genuinely terrifying. Might not sound it, but it was. Haha. And all true. If someone offered me $50 to go back and spend the night there by myself, despite the fact that I lived there for a year with almost no incident, I wouldn't. There was something there that didn't want 6 college guys there. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo of the handprint. This was in 2012, prior to the culture of taking a photo / selfie of literally everything. I wish I had though. The 5th one's called House for Sale / Currently Occupied. When I was 6, we lived in a haunted house. Strange things happened all the time. For example, my dad and I were alone in the kitchen one day making a snack. We put a plate on the kitchen counter and walked away to the fridge. We got what we wanted out of the fridge, turned around to walk back to the counter, and the plate flew off the kitchen counter and broke on the floor. My dad tried to keep calm by saying the plate must have been blown off the counter. But let's face it, the plate wasn't near the edge of the counter, and there was no windows or doors open. No one else was home. Weird. I also woke up to an old lady standing by my bed on more than one occasion. I told myself I was dreaming. This part might be dark, but here's the rest of the story. Years later, I looked up the address and found that an old couple lived there for many years, right before we moved in. Apparently, the house was broken into and an old woman was raped and murdered. The old man sold the house and moved. We were first occupants since the incident. What WTF? We only lived there for about a year. My parents swear we moved so quickly because we got a better deal on another house nearby. But we know it was because the house was haunted. And the priest they brought told them we should move. No joke. Okay, they're not that bad, but they're pretty terrifying. Okay, so that's gonna wrap it up for the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed these short little stories. I will definitely look them up right now and leave the link down below. If not, I will leave a name right here so you guys can look for it yourselves. And the names will be popping up on the side so you guys know which stories we're reading. This story was kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button for more future videos. And if you guys want me to read more stories like this, let me know in the comment sections below. And if you guys have ever been through any paranormal stuff, let me know in the comment section below. And maybe I'll read out some of your guys' stories, and I'll maybe share some of my spooky stories. Anyways, I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Follow me on all my social medias, and don't forget to follow Buddy on his Instagram, which I suck at posting pictures about him. But yeah, anyways, I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Stay weird, weirdos. Bye! We're going to be reading a bunch of rituals that we really don't recommend you guys doing. Oof. A spooky doggo has appeared. I'm sorry, it's like 5 a.m. guys. We are really pushing. It's like 5 a.m. Today we're reading The Most Dangerous Games.
Insists that on Halloween between the hours of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. We got lucky.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Void which will allow you to collect, or perhaps inside the void. As many wonder when it comes Reteen self-rated in 2015. Means a ritual is recommended, of course, but calling the void is particularly.
Okay, let's just go to the instructions.
Players.
One principle.
Requirements.
A mirror, a quiet room, a dark room, a timekeeping device. Wait, what's up with the timekeeping devices in every freaking game?
I feel like it's just to make sure that you know.
But like, we can't have electronics on us, so like. We would have to buy a list of names of your 5 worst enemies. Courage and foolishness. You guys better not be playing with this.
Instruction.
Oh no.
Such as hollow lights. Confirm that the door closes securely. Ensure no lights from any source externally to the building.
I wonder why people play this game. They don't even understand it why.
Stop playing.
Why can't we? You know what? I don't think I can survive. I'm like dying already.
Okay, we finished just this one. Prepare the mirror inside your chosen game. Position the mirror inside the room such this time to ensure that you have memorized your list of names. You will not be able to consult a writing list during the next sections of the game. Keep an eye on your time-keeping device. Decision yourself before the move. Hold your own bills with only if you can. Bro. If there's no change by 5 a.m., what kind of change would there be?
Oh, so.
Oh my god. Don't speak the words out loud. Point. You may sense the image of a figure appear in the mirror.
Oh no. Yeah, my reflection.
I feel as you can do this way.
Don't play this game. I'm freaking serious. If I find out that one of my friends is like, bro, I just got haunted because I heard the ritual you read, I looked it up online and decided to play it, that's your own damn fault. I don't know what I'm saying.
I finished with this. A question would be asked of you. The question pertaining to something that has happened to you or occurred within your life. Answer truthfully. Who is asking this question is my question. The chill with you. For each question you answer incorrectly, you will find one of your 5 senses to be stolen away. Stolen.
They're crazy and so
If you answer wrong, you could just lose. Do not use the mirror again, and do not utilize furniture to make the experience more comfortable for you, or at least as comfortable as these experiences. Children so they know the story for the duration of the game. You will therefore be limited to estimating how much time has passed while you are before the death is in seconds. You will have to estimate whether or not time has passed by. Do not play it. Ever.
Yeah.